Alright guys, welcome to the Upstate Angler. We're going to be fishing a local pond this morning. Do some ultralight fishing for some bluegill, maybe some crappie if we can get into them. Weathermen lied. Supposed to have another hour or two without any rain, but as you can see, it is already raining. But I know that there's some bluegill and crappie in here hitting right now. I was here last night going for bass. Caught a couple of nice bass, but saw a bunch of black crappie surfacing and taking some bugs off the water, so I started using some crappie jigs and I got into a lot of fish. So hopefully if it doesn't rain too hard, I'll get you a good video today. All right, we'll see you out there. So we got our little crappie jig tied on. Brought the bump board out today just in case I do catch something that I can take home, but this pond is pretty overfished in the springtime, so I doubt we'll see anything that we can take home. I got a lot of guys that come down from the city here and pretty much wipe this place out of crappie, so. But I know there's crappie in here. There's some nice bluegill in here. So let's see how it goes. I have the Okuma Salilo rod today. I usually use my 7-foot Cabela's for crappie fishing, but the tip is broke on it, so had to get the trout rod out. Okuma Salilo 6-foot. And the Samar 20. I usually use the Samar for crappie fishing, so I know it's a solid reel for that. We're hooked up though. Oh, and we lost him. That was a crappie too. Hooked up, little tiny bluegill. Well, skunks off the board. Let's see if we can't get a little bigger fish. Hooked up again, another bluegill. Might have to go get some bobber stops out. The bass in this pond really like the crappie jigs too, so we're gonna have to be careful with the bass. If we get any bass, it might be a hell of a fight on this rod. I was using my bass rod last night because I didn't have my ultralight. Caught a bunch of bluegill, a couple of small crappie, and then I caught a few nice bass, both with bass baits and with crappie jigs. So ooh, just missed that one. Hooked up. All right, another bluegill. Oh, it's a pumpkin seed. Best one of the day so far. Not saying much, but Nice little pumpkin seed. Ooh, had a nice fish. There we are. We're hooked up again. Not sure what it is, but another little bluegill. There he is. So we've had a lot of rain here in the last couple weeks, and it's really cooled down those water temperatures, which is why some of these bluegill and crappie have moved back in some. Oh, I had a hook up as soon as it hit the water and I missed it. All right, let's get this right back out there. That was a little bit closer to shore than I'd like. Hooked up though. Oh, I lost him. We're hooked up again. Feels like a little better fish. Maybe not. Oh yeah, sure is. Nice. Definitely a little nicer crappie than the two I caught yesterday. Definitely short. But we'll measure him anyway, just to see what he's at. Like I said, this pond is really heavily pressured in the springtime, because they know, a lot of the guys from the city know that there's crappie here, so they just come down and just annihilate the crappie in here. Don't leave any for next year. Oh, there he goes. That wasn't graceful. Oh yeah, he's only about 8 1/4. But definitely the nicest crappie of the last 2 days that I've caught here. It's pretty. Oh man, we were hooked up. There it goes again. Yeah, there we go. Ah, nice little tiny crappie. Nothing big. Just a little guy. Hooked up again. Bluegill. All right, let's get it back out there. See if we can't get another crappie or two before we go. Oh, it just missed a huge hit. That bobber went right under. I'm sure that was a crappie. Tossed it in. Didn't even have a chance to reel in it yet. It was already getting hit. Missed him again. Jeez. These crappie, they're feeding up. So if you don't set that hook just as soon as that bobber goes down, you're almost guaranteed you're gonna miss them. Because they've already got it in their mouth way before you see the bobber go down. They've already got that bait in their mouth and started turning before your bobber even moves. As soon as they feel any tension on that line, they spit it right out. Missed him again. Son of a bitch. That's definitely a crappie right there too. I think it's the same one. Might have the float a little high too. That's probably not helping any. I just saw a crappie surface right there. Hooked up. I think this is just a bluegill though. If it isn't, it's a little crappie. Yep, just a little guy. Just a little guy. I'd actually wanted to do a ultralight video here in the spring. I came here one day, you can see it on my Instagram. I caught, I don't know, dozens of crappie, but not one over length.